There we go. Nice fish on, baby.
We got one on here, finally.
Hey, look at that fatty.
Oh.
Ron's got our first striper spooning. Pretty cool. We're in about 25 feet of water, 20 feet of water. Hey, welcome to Hooked on Utah. As you can tell, we are in one of the most beautiful places on earth with my good friend Ron Colby, president of Yamamoto Custom Baits. Tonight, or today, Ron is going to take us out and show us some winter tactics and tips for targeting stripers. So sit back, relax, and enjoy tonight's really cool adventure. All right, Ron, so my number one question, here we are, middle of winter, down on Lake Powell. I have no idea how and where to target stripers. So what do we do? What are we looking for? Because I know we're not going to this specific spot. We're looking for certain things that bring the striper together.
Well, the biggest thing is, the shad and water temperature. So as we're looking around in the backs of some of these canyons, you get a little different water color, which is going to give you a little more warmer water, and generally the shad are up moving around and feeding. So as you get into any of those canyons, have a little water coming into them, up north wash, White Canyon, stuff like that, they'll all be in there. And so you start looking at about 100-foot depth, and you just start looking for the balls of bait, and then you start looking for like what we got going on right here. You start seeing this on the graph, and that's actually some stripers and that piling it up right underneath the boat, and some shad right there with them.
Okay.
So we just start doing that. You just kind of idle around. A lot of people control some deep diving crankbaits, big wally divers, or some DD22s and things like that. And when you hook them up while you're trolling, have the spoons, which we're going to be doing, and have the spoons ready, because you can really load the boat when you get on that spoon bite.
All right, so what are we going to try first today?
We're going to try the spoons. We've been seeing a few fish on the graph. We're going to get out there and go drop down on them and see if we can get a few of these active fish to bite. They'll kind of slow down in the morning for a little bit, but generally as the water warms up in the afternoon, don't head back in till 12:30 or so, because they'll pick back up, and they'll actually keep moving shallower too as the water gets warmer. And that, so don't be afraid to get up there in 10 feet of water either, and try it if you're not seeing them out here in the 100.
All right, let's do it.
Okay guys, so when we're looking at right here, this is big balls of bait. This is the shad, and that up underneath the boat, we're sitting in 65 feet, and we've stopped the screen here. But as you start seeing that and start looking around them, and these single arches and all this stuff, these are stripers hanging out underneath the shad. And you can see through them all right there that then there's another big ball of shad right here. So there should be more solid arches like this. There's some right there on the bottom, but these up here are probably coming up and feeding on these shad balls.
There we go. Nice fish on,
we got
baby.
One on here, finally.
Hey, look at that fatty.
Oh.
Ron's got our first striper spooning. Pretty cool. We're in about 25 feet of water, 20 feet of water.
Yeah, we've moved up a little shallow.
Look at that. That's a gorgeous striper.
There's some more looking. See them on the screen down there?
Yeah.
And that. I'm going to swing him in here.
Very nice, Ron.
Yeah. Hand me one of those towels down there, Gary.
You bet. Got it.
And that. I'm going to swing him in here.
Very nice, Ron.
Yeah. Hand me one of those towels down there, Gary.
You bet. Got it.
This is Ron Colby tip of the day. You can always get your hands cut up with stripers. Keep a nice towel on the boat, and you can reach down there and grab them. And you just, we got it. Oh, look at them. See this? You see that one? See them? These are all stripers. How they're blown up. We've got them lit up. So we better get on them. We're going to load the boat real fast here.
Okay, Ron, we're using these spoons. What's the technique? Now we're over the striper. How do we do it? Because I've never spooned before like this.
All right, well, a couple ways. If they're kind of out and around, you can just make a cast, let it flutter all the way down to the bottom.
Okay.
Then you just reel your line tight and then just rip it off the bottom so it brings it up, and then the spoon has its own falling and waving action down there. Since we're right here over the top of these stripers, we're just going to take and just let it free spool. You want to keep your line tight, stay in touch with the bait. And that we're in 60 feet. Should take it about 5 seconds or so to get down there. These are 2-ounce spoons. Oh, I just got hit on the way down. And you can feel it. It feels like it's bouncing off a rock. So then once you get it down to the bottom, you got slack line on your thing. So pull it tight. And now you just sit here and kind of let it keep the line tight. Stay with it. You don't really want to pull it way up and then do this big slack like that, because it'll hit it on the fall. So you want to keep it, fairly in touch with your line, because it's going to feel like it bounces off like a ping pong ball off of something, and that's a fish biting it.
Okay.
Man. Oh,
there's fish number 2 right here.
Oh, that's a good one right there.
Ron has got him going on now. He's got such a good technique of the spooning. There's a learning curve that goes to this, and I'm just going to keep jigging here. Yep. Hopefully I'll hook up while Ron's...
You got that all the way down to the bottom?
All the way to the bottom.
All the way to the bottom. Another one. All right, here we go.
Nice. Look at that fish. Ron, talk through the technique while you're unbuttoning him.
Well, again, we're just dropping these spoons, letting them flutter, free fall, all the way to the bottom. And then you reel once they get to the bottom, reel down to it. So your rod's only about a foot or so, the tip off the water. Then you just sit there and just bring it, and you're bringing it from we'll say 7 o'clock position, pointed down to 9, 10 o'clock. And you just keep doing it, and they usually hit it right when it's on the fall. So you'll feel like you hit a rock or something before it gets all the way to the bottom. You want to know where the bottom is with your tip, because as a few things have happened,
there we go, fish on.
There you go, Gary. All right, see, just so I'm giving you personal instruction.
Oh,
nice.
Ron's right, letting it go straight to the bottom. That's so difficult to try to keep yourself on the bottom and then just pop it up, but you can't, as Ron said, you can't let there be any slack, or else you won't feel the strike. Oh. Nice, look at that.
They've got such very extremely sharp gill plates and everything else. You don't want to reach down and grab them.
Yeah, this is a great technique using the towel.
Yeah.
Look at that. Well, and look at the colors right now. They're in that winter color, that lighter pale. But look how thick.
That's the one thing that's happened this year. We've had such a good shad spawn and everything all summer. They're just so fat. They're all starting to look how the belly on there. They're almost starting to look like wipers. How they get that big belly in them.
They are gorgeous, man.
Fish tacos.
Hey, fish tacos. Skunks out of the boat for Gary. Ron's got us going. And now we got some fish schooling up. What's happened is the air temperatures come up and it's gotten warmer. And so, we should get a little bite going here, but how awesome is that? Right now, I'm actually using a Gary Yamamoto Tournament Pro rod. Ron, we've got fluorocarbon, 10-pound test? Is that what?
20.
20 on here. And a 7.5-foot rod. It makes it great. Just, you've got a lot of leverage for that, for the jigging and then the hook set, and good control on those stripers. You want a rod that's fast tip but got a good backbone. If you're using something like an ugly stick, you're gonna struggle and you're gonna be tired because the spoon's gonna work you. You want a rod that will control the spoon and the fish, so consider that when you're at Sportsman's Warehouse. Okay, another fish, here we go.